Platinum Games. After playing games like Bayonetta 2 and Wonderful 101 back on the Wii U, Platinum Games quickly became one of my favorite developers who creates games for the Nintendo hardware. Platinum Games is really good at creating those over-the-top action titles that also have amazing style, and their latest title, Astral Chain, is no exception. Let's get into it. So in terms of story, like most games I review, I won't go into spoiler territory for those who have not played this, so I will give a brief overview of the story. But seriously guys, the game's story is great, and I'm surprised how invested I was into this one. Astral Chain takes place in the year 2078, and humanity is in great danger due to the appearance of these supernatural beings called chimeras. These chimeras feed off human energy and drag them into this alternate dimension called the Astral Plane. This causes the remainder of society to retreat to this island called the Ark, which becomes a mega city for people to live. You play as one of two twins who are part of this police force called Neuron. Neuron has developed these creatures called legions in order to combat the chimeras to help fight the good fight for humanity. You will have some character customization options at the beginning, so have fun with that. In terms of characters, the true standouts for me were Max and Alicia. I really grew invested in the dynamic of their relationship. I also grew very fond of Akira, who is your twin sister throughout the adventure. Again, I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but let's just say near the end, I really grew fond of Akira. Oh, and how can I forget Lappy, Neuron's mascot? In terms of gameplay, this game truly shines with this innovative control scheme. Now, I played the game with the Switch Pro Controller, and I feel the best way to control this game is the Pro Controller. At first, the controls can be a little off-putting, but once you get used to how things handle and all the things your legions can do, it's pretty addicting. You control not only your main character, but you also control your legion, which are your supernatural partners throughout the adventure. Using the left analog stick, you will move your character, but use the right analog stick to mainly control your legion. You summon your legion by pressing the ZL button, and you can also use their special field move by using the L button. In terms of the legions, as you progress through the game, your character will eventually have access to 5 of these legions who have different special abilities and uses. You have the Sword Legion, which is the legion you will start with. This legion was my favorite throughout the adventure due to how reliable it was. The Sword Legion can cut through energy lines, listen in on conversation, and is very fast to attack. The Arrow Legion is your long range option. I honestly found myself using the Arrow Legion for airborne chimeras and just landing headshots on bosses who I didn't want to get close to. The Arrow Legion is also good for solving puzzles that require you to shoot targets from long range. The Arms Legion is your powerhouse. Outside of battle, the Arms Legion can pick up heavy objects and open doors that your character cannot. In battle, the Arms Legion hits hard, but his lack of speed makes him a hard pick, so I rarely summoned him during battles. Now, the Beast Legion is my favorite when it comes to traversal. Outside of battle, you can hop on this Legion and ride it to reach your destinations faster. Also, the Beast Legion can track scents that makes finding suspects easier. In battle, the Beast Legion is fast and can dig up hidden chimeras. Solid pick. The last Legion is the Axe Legion. You unlock this Legion pretty late in the game, so I really didn't get a chance to use it that often, but I love the shield that this Legion has. It makes getting past certain obstacles a breeze. Besides stopping chimeras, there are also some side quests that you can do in the game. Everything from solving cases, finding animals, and even beta testing the latest Lappy game. For people who have the desire to complete this 100%, there's tons to do. You'll also be equipped with this gadget called the Iris, which acts similar to Detective Mode in the Batman Arkham games. This will help you track cases, scan evidence, and more. Now in battle. This game plays somewhat similar to Bayonetta. You have your over-the-top attacks and such, but you also have to count for your Legion. The Legion attacks on its own as long as you're within range of your target, but you can trigger dual attacks, command your Legion to use certain abilities, and more. Your character will have 3 weapons you can use alongside your Legion. You have your baton that turns into a sword, a heavier version of that which is slower but does more damage, and a gun which is good for long-range fights. Your Legion can also bind your foes, which makes them stop in their tracks. Now don't get too excited, because you have a limit on how long you can keep your Legion on the field. I wouldn't worry about this too much because it's rare you'll run into this issue. Plus, if you do, the Legion's recovery time is pretty quick, so you'll have your Legion back out in no time. Just like any Platinum game, the boss fights are insane in scope and action. Many of these bosses had me scared for my life, but it was so fun going in on these bosses with my Legion by my side. When you and your Legion are in sync, it is extremely satisfying what you can pull off. Now, there is an upgrade system for you and your Legion. After every mission, you will gain experience which will increase your overall health once you level up. You gain this experience by completing tasks within the mission. Your Legion will level up by using the gene codes you get from defeating chimeras. You can increase their attack power, defense, and even learn some new abilities. You can also buy healing items to upgrade your character's weapons. Now, as much as I love this game, there are some things that I found a little problematic during my playthrough. One thing was the camera. This was not a huge issue, but there are some areas where the camera can cause some frustration. frustration. Also, some of the missions can be seen as padding, mostly some of the detective missions. I feel like these missions went on for way too long, but I guess it's okay. Overall, Astral Chain is definitely one of the top tier games for the Nintendo Switch. If you like Bayonetta and Wonderful 101, you will have plenty to love about Astral Chain. The game has great action and boss fights. The character designs are great and I love how each character look. The soundtrack is easily my favorite soundtrack from Platinum, and I would love to own this soundtrack to listen outside of the game. The game deserves all the praise it gets and I highly recommend it. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time.